Alright, in this video we're gonna talk about who is better, Keqing or Razor. Both are really fun characters to use. Both are electric type, or electric element. So yeah, we're gonna talk about some of the pros and cons. Keqing is a 5-star character. She is harder to get. But if you are lucky enough to get a Keqing, you might be wondering, should I switch my main DPS for her? You might be running a different character. A lot of people are running Razor because you can get them from the shop. And they've invested into Razor and now they're thinking, okay, should I run Keqing instead on my main team? And it really comes down to preference. It comes down to playstyle. Do you enjoy using Claymore? He's a little more simplified. He does more hack and slash. Oh, I just hit myself with the his explosives. I like Razor because he's very just straightforward. You don't have to think too much. He's fun. His ultimate is fun. Keqing, she's very flashy. She has this teleport that you kind of have to get used to using. She's got a really fun ultimate. Relatively a short cooldown on it, and she can get energy recharge if you're also running a official on your team. I don't think you should be running both Razor and Keqing on the same team. She can also hit, like, let's say his weakness was like his face. You could hit weak spots. You can do some pretty nasty air combos that are fun. So she's a higher skilled player in the sense of a higher learning curve. You have to think more in combat. She's very quick and she's all over the place. She has this invincibility where she disappears sometimes, and during her ultimate, her elemental burst, sometimes she goes way too far, but she can always get back, and sometimes she uses more stamina for that sense, and also has to chase some characters down if her teleport is down. So I noticed that I use a little bit more stamina when I'm using her. You can use her teleportation as let's see, I don't know if it'll go that far. Yeah, you can use it as a grenade like skill. Yeah, I don't really use it that much. Razor can also get his energy back really quickly. Get the elemental particles for elemental resonance. You want to have his ultimate up as much as you can, just like anyone else really. But his ultimate form does last a long time, so he is more of a selfish DPS, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. It's just you can switch in and out to other characters much quicker with Keqing than with Razor. It really comes down to playstyle. There are other factors, like for instance, Keqing is, because she is a 5-star, it's harder to max out her constellations. Where's the other bad guys? Did I knock them over? Oh gosh. Fell down. I'll go over some of the weapons. Let's see. Let me just take out this last guy here. Okay, he's just ignoring me. There we go. So let's look at some of their stats. Well, not really their stats, but these are the characters that I have right now. Both are level 70. And the reason why is I use one as on my main team, and then the second one to lead my Spiral Abyss, since you have to split up your team into two. So it's okay to have invest in both of them. You also want to run Fischl on. I think she's a really good support with either of them. I noticed that Barbara probably goes a little bit better with Razor because her heal that she uses takes some time, and Razor's out on the field more. Also with Barbara, her weapon that I'm using, when I switch her, she does 48% increased attack for 10 seconds. So I guess that works with Keqing as well. For Razor, I'm running the Skyward Pride. Base attack 506, energy recharge 30.3%. Energy recharge is really good with Razor. Procs his ultimate, so he's in his wolf form as much as possible. And this also increases damage by 8%. And there's this vacuum thing when he's in his ultimate or elemental burst form. And that lasts for 20 seconds or 8 vacuum blades. That's 8 times 80, 640%. So this weapon to me is, I mean, the Wolf's Gravestone is also great. Don't get me wrong, you could use that as well, or any other Claymore. But 5-star weapons scale at a higher base attack than 4-star weapons. So I do think that 5 stars are better than 4 stars in terms of weapons. For Keqing, I'm using the Aquila Favonia, which increases attack by 20%. I forgot to mention physical damage bonus, which is great. The thing is, sometimes it turns into elemental damage when she's using her teleport, so sometimes you have to keep in mind, okay, I'm doing physical damage bonus. You don't always want to turn it into elemental damage. What this triggers on taking damage is that she will proc this banner where it heals her 100%, regenerates HP equal to 100% of her attack. So when she gets hit, she's doing whatever amount of attack that she has, her base attack, heal to her, and then doubles that 200% as damage to surrounding enemies. But that only happens once every 15 seconds. And that's actually really helpful because you're not really always getting hit more than once or twice every 15 seconds. You want to be dodging attacks. The attack that does hit you, you're going to heal yourself and do 200% damage. So that's a great sword for her. The other Skyward Blade is also great for her. Increases her attack speed, damage as well. So I just think this sword looks sick. Artifacts, you can. There's no specific artifacts that are better or worse for any DPS. I'm running the Gladiator set for Razor. It's not really fully even upgraded right now, but I do want to mention that the Gladiator 4 set increases 35% attack damage, which is huge. That's really good. Berserker set's also good. I got this flower that does 25.1% attack, which is really good for a flower that is primarily about HP. This is as good as attack percent as you could get, pretty much. Maybe even a little higher than this, but got some lucky rolls, and I thought this flower was like, yes, this is going to be perfect. So Constellations, I don't have anything unlocked. I do want to mention, I think her first Constellation is really good. Does 50% of her attack is AoE electric damage at the start and terminus of her blink. I don't think realistically it's possible to get all her constellations unless there's a banner event. Even then, it's still difficult. For talents, I want to mention that she has this passive at her final ascension where when casting Skyward Sword, her ultimate, Keqing's crit rate is increased by 15%, and her energy recharge is increased by 15%. So she's getting the recharges back, and her crits are going to be 15% even more. So if you build her around critical damage, and she's doing all these poking, sword slashing attacks, her critical damage is where she really shines. That lasts for 8 seconds, and that's a fairly long enough time to do a whole load of damage. What else I want to mention? Yeah, I guess with her, it's really getting used to using her teleport skill. Yeah, she's all over the place. Sometimes you have to redirect her, or you go too far. You gotta try and stay as close to the crowd as possible. But she is deadly, and she's so quick that she's really fun to use. Let's see. Let's talk a little bit more about. I do want to mention I got this Skyward harp. It's so awesome. It goes really well with you know, the gold and the blue. It just looks so nice. For Razor, Constellations. One of the main reasons why Razor has more potential, I would say, is that he could get the Constellations a lot easier as a 4-star character. He's going to show up in the banner eventually. Being able to roll Razor would be a lot easier. His first constellation is 10% increase in damage whenever he gets an elemental particle or orb and particle. Every 10 seconds, Razor's sword charges up, causing the next normal attack to release lightning that deals 100% of Razor's attack and electro damage. So every 10 seconds, that's an extra 100% of his attack as electro damage. That's pretty good. Every 10 seconds, just additional damage. Some of these other constellations I don't have, it increases his skills, his talents, which is really, really useful. Don't undermine the constellations when comparing the two. If you have D-Luke, you might want to. I would just recommend you use him. He's broken. If you haven't rode him and you got Keqing and Razor, why not use both? You have Spiral Abyss. You can use one for the second team. I do think Chi-Chi, she seems to... what's the word I'm looking for? Complement Keqing a little bit better, in my opinion. Getting her little ice thing around and doing some of that reactions to lower defense. What was it called? Superconduct. Yeah. So I think Chi-Chi goes really well with Keqing. And I think Barba seems to go a little bit better with Razor for healers. Let's see. What else do I want to mention? Again, a lot of it comes down to playstyle. You really can't go wrong. They're both great characters. I kind of use a little bit of both when I'm exploring. When I'm exploring, I find that, or like looking for specific items, Keqing's teleport does help you get certain items that are high up to reach. I love his wolf, like it does so much burst damage when it comes out. He can really just wreak havoc. I love using him. He's just straightforward. Does a lot, dishes out a lot of damage when he's in his ultimate form. When he's not in his ultimate form, he does sing a little bit slow. He's a claymore user, that's why. He's not going to be as fast as a one-head sword user. I do think Xia Ling does pair well. With both of these characters. Dang it, I missed. Yeah, I think the more skilled of a player you are, oh, there was that proc. I think the more advanced you are, and like you're quicker in your combat and dodging. You're a little more advanced. I think Keqing, you might find her a little more fun to use. I mean, they both dish out a lot of damage. But I think Razor actually fits my playstyle more. Just a giant great sword user. What am I supposed to kill? One of these things here? Oh, chess. I am adventure 37. This game does become kind of a grind. Not just kind of a grind, it is a grind. To get the resources. Let's see, where am I going? I think I should go north. But yeah, let me know which character you prefer. If you also have Keqing and Razor. If you like one more than the other. From what I heard is a lot of people really still enjoy Razor a lot more. To each their own, you know. I don't think he's necessarily an S tier. More of an A tier character. There are better DPSs, but in terms of how fun a character is, I enjoy playing Razor. He's just very friendly, user friendly, and he's simple. He's straightforward, does a lot of damage, and easy to use. Gets his energy recharge pretty often. Let's jump off this cliff. Yahoo! Ah, it's so beautiful. I do want to mention that Razor's passive, he uses 20% less stamina as well. Keqing can switch in and out. You get more elemental reactions, and Razor, if you tend to just like focusing on doing more damage with the damage dealer, keeping the damage dealer out, I would think Razor is a little bit more that playstyle, and having everyone else support him. I think Keqing, she can do the same thing. I guess Keqing, I would say, is more versatile. You can do some really cool air combos. You can teleport up in the air, and let's see if I can try and do it. Where's the bad guy? Ah! Speed of light. You can like slam him like that. That wasn't really a good demonstration. I'm trying to do this thing where I hit him up like that. So she goes pretty well with Venti as well. With sword comes shadow. Let's go do a domain. Yeah, let's go do a domain. I need a lot of resources still. I got to floor 9 in Spyro Abyss, and it really does help to have 2 different DPSs that you invest into, 2 different healers. So yeah, I think Keqing, more versatility, Razor, much more straightforward, has a longer reach, doesn't have to stay as close as Keqing does. Keqing can get actually a little tiresome sometimes because she's all over the place. While Razor is just, you just hit everything that's coming at you. But you see, I can't really switch out. I mean, I could switch out, but you'd be making waste of your ultimate. So you'll get more elemental reactions with Keqing.
Nowhere to hide.
She's good with just like a single bossing, and also with a lot of enemies as well. Ah. Ow. I really love this weapon. It goes perfect with him because he's trying to get his ultimate up. Did we beat it? Okay. I also like when he's in his wolf state, he doesn't get as much knockback. He's doing his physical damage and gets the elemental attack as well, compared to just Keqing's, which is all over the place. Pros and cons. Pros and cons. I personally do prefer Razor's playstyle better. They're both really fun. You want to cancel when you do that, otherwise you're going to get stuck. Oops. You don't always have to dash forward, you can just do a charge attack like that. But once you do this, she's not really getting physical damage, she's actually doing elemental damage. But you'll get some crazy, crazy air combos. Anyways, I know I kind of beat a dead horse there, but that's the differences between the two. Let me know what you guys think. Thanks for watching.